30s, Devika Rani's physical beauty may have faded over the years, but her real beauty, strength of her spirit and courage shine through even today. The heartthrob of millions, considered one of the most beautiful actresses of her time, retired at the peak of her career and moved to a 457-acre estate near Bangalore to live happily with her Russian-born painter husband, Dr. Rerich, but not forever apparently. Even as the aging Rerichs battle a formidable number of ailments in a two-bedroom suite of a five-star hotel, the fate of their Tataguni estate is at the center of controversy. The plot rivals a Hitchcock puzzle. Newstrack's Mrityunjay Jha met all the major players of this plot, and unraveling it turned out to be quite a messy affair.
The linalool plants in Tataguni estate are already in bloom. Trees are full of ripe berries. But the owners, 83-year-old Devika Rani Rerich and her 89-year-old husband Savitslav Rerich, are not in any state to notice any of this. For them, home now is room number 422 of a five-star hotel in Bangalore, resembling a hospital ward with rows of medicines stacked in every corner, a far cry from the splendor of a bygone era. The Karnataka government intends to take over their estate and other assets. Their excuse? The ailing couple, who were not consulted over the government's hasty move, need the state's guidance. Although Devika Rani's physical beauty may have dimmed, her eyes are bright and clear, as are her ideas about her home.
You must know what you want. Why shouldn't I have my home? My money, my land, my house. Ridiculous, you know. I come from East Bengal, and if anybody interferes with my life, they may have a hot time of it.
And suppose the government passes the ordinance about acquiring your estate and paintings and other things, then what will you do?
What will I do? If not, how can they?
And when you own a 457-acre estate and possess a priceless collection of paintings and other valuable artifacts worth a tidy fortune, you also inevitably collect a crowd of so-called well-wishers. In this case, all eager for a share of the Rerich's considerable pie. Weak hearing, impaired eyesight and occasional loss of memory have made the Rerichs completely dependent on their one-woman security blanket, Mary Joyce Punacha.
I want Mary.
We are asking about our trust which we have formed to preserve our heritage in our life, which we have formed. We want to know about the trust.
I was appointed as a secretary. As I was doing my official work, we came so close that we became like a family. Everything, whatever they do, will be done. All three of us will do together. And we have become so close, I don't think it is inseparable. We three are together. We are one body.
Who are your friends? Are they helping you?
Yes, one or two.
Who are they?
I didn't get permanent.
Lashes of dry philosophy combined with sudden changes of mood or conversation. In the middle of the interview, Devika Rani began reading this correspondent's hand.
Show your hand.
He can tell you something.
Yes. Your boys should learn a lot. Make a lot of money.
Age has withered her, but custom has not made stale her infinite variety. Though her mind wanders occasionally, Devika Rani is otherwise surprisingly lucid and alert, even matter-of-fact.
My life is so complicated, it's impossible to describe it. Long life. Too long. ज़्यादा जीना नहीं चाहिए.
Flashback to the golden age of Indian cinema, Devika Rani's heyday, starting with Karma, the first Indian talkie in English, made by her first husband Himanshu Rai, who later set up the famous film company Bombay Talkies. Classic hits, most of them sociological dramas opposite Ashok Kumar, followed in quick succession: Achut Kanya, Durga and Anjan.
I joined films when we had what we call the stool, silent films. They kept sound. And it was quite a romantic affair. Then I met so many fine directors. I was the only Indian there. I was shocked in the makeup department.
She reigned supreme even after Himanshu Rai's death in 1940, running Bombay talkies till she met and married Russian painter Savitslav Roerich in 1945. That fairy tale love affair continues 47 years later, though the couple has no children.
How did you meet Dr. Roerich?
How did I meet him? In my studio. He came to see us. He liked us.
It was one of those happy combines, and we can truly and happily say that yes, that was the right thing to do.
Back to the present. What does Devika Rani think of Indian cinema today?
वो अपना सोचिएगा, बिल्कुल फर्क रहता है.
कोई अंतर, कैसा अंतर आपको लगता है? कैसा अंतर कैसा लगता है आपको? कोई फर्क है उस समय के समय?
It's so changed. Values have so changed, you know.
On the 4th floor of the hotel, the Roerichs brood over a Bangalore that has changed drastically, as has the placid tenor of their lives, rudely interrupted by lawyers and pressmen.
अरे शाम तक करते हैं. एक दिन ये चीज लिखते हैं, दूसरे दिन दूसरी चीज लिखते हैं न्यूज़पेपर में. क्या फायदा है? किसका फायदा है?
In the ongoing and rather sordid drama of a Tataguni estate, who are the principal players? K.T. Bhagat, a planter, who claims he has bought 457 acres of the Roerichs' land after a total payment of 1 crore and 85 lakh rupees. This deal was negotiated in 2 transactions. The first involved the sale of Dr. Roerich's land by the secretary Mary Joyce Punacha. Although Mary admits to selling 141 acres,
the total land that sincerely and fully legally we have sold is 141 acres.
And that was the first transaction.
Sold. And moreover, we have not sold even a foot.
the buyer insists he has bought 234 acres.
The first transaction is 93,62,000. Out of that, they are sold as only 141 acres, 25 guntas of land for a price of 56,65,000. So the balance money is with them and they have not conveyed the property to us.
I never sold any parts of my property.
Curiouser and curiouser, the second transaction of Devika Rani's land involved Mary's brother-in-law R. Devdas.
Did you pay the money for the second transaction?
Without paying money, how can madam sign the document?
So did you pay in cash or check?
All right, checks and drafts.
It was straight away for the
Checks and
madam's
drafts
account?
in favoring Madam Devika Rani Roerich, which has gone and hit her account.
All the checks, account pay checks, which he gave, it was all shown by the notary to madam. He said these are the things, and it went to her account.
Because they sell my home. We live there now.
There is no denying the fact that the physically infirm couple, surrounded by fading memories, a priceless estate they cannot cope with, and more hangers-on than they need, today lack control of their own lives.
Nobody can talk to them freely. They cannot express anything freely.
Why?
Because of the coteries.
Mary is the key figure, who knows everything. She has perhaps taken full advantage of it.
Babre, if I have to grab the well, I would have grabbed the well from 1980 onwards when they gave me a power of attorney.
It is a shameful thing, such big, great artists being treated like that, and the government is helpless because of these vultures round about them.
Meanwhile, in an obvious bid to frustrate the government's attempted takeover, an international Roerich trust was formed, with Dr. Roerich as the president, Mary as the secretary general, and with the full support of Mikhail Gorbachev, Russian President Boris Yeltsin, and the Indian President Shankar Dayal Sharma. The whole issue has become a cause célèbre, now that the Russians are watching. They do not want the Roerich's heritage to fall into wrong hands, or the old couple harassed. The Russian interest is understandable, as the Roerichs are a household name in that country. Savislav Roerich and his father Nikolai Roerich's works adorn the art galleries of St. Petersburg's famed Heritage, along with works of celebrated masters such as Goya and Rembrandt.
That point is for us, it's the matter of the very, very big concern. And naturally we are interested to create the proper atmosphere around Roerich and Devika Rani in order just to leave them happily as long as they could.
As the sun sets on the Tataguni estate, the light that shines on Devika Rani and Dr. Roerich is not a warm afterglow, but the harsh glare of controversy, threatening to rob their idyllic past and even more idyllic surroundings. The final irony is that the Roerichs may not survive to see the end of it all.
One day I'll disappear. Nobody will know where I am.
As the money-hungry vultures circle the Tataguni estate, waiting for the Roerichs to disappear, Devika Rani, heartthrob of millions in the 30s, at 83, still finds matters of the heart rule her mind.
Is there such a thing as love? No.